On the menu today, beautiful people, is Ghanaian green soup, also known as Ebunuebunu. My name is Siana Ki. So I have with me here some fresh turkey. I am just going to give this a wash with some salt water. And what I'll be doing with this turkey is to grill it a bit. Okay, so after I have washed it nicely with the salt infused water, I will just line it up beautifully in my colander, and this is to ensure that all the water from this turkey drains completely. Now I place this over my rack. This is over some coal pots. Okay, I did this the same day that I did the charcoal grilled tilapia. Okay, so I'm just going to be turning this. I didn't move away from this. I didn't want this to be very dry. I just, wanted it to grill a bit. Yeah, and that is because I'll be using some dry fish, and anytime I am using dry fish with fresh fish, personally I like to grill my fish a bit. Okay, so that's what I am doing. So now that is done, today we are using kontomire for this recipe. I have used sweet potato leaves, as you can see in the picture, for this as well, and it went so well. But today, for this particular recipe, we are keeping it the authentic Ghanaian way. So I harvested my kontomire, I brought it back to my kitchen, and then I am just going to give this a nice wash. I'm washing this in my bowl as a way of preserving water, because when I'm done washing this, I'm going to pour it back, and I'm going to use to water my plants. Um, in my backyard garden. Okay, so basically, that's what I am doing at the moment. Once I'm done washing this, I'll put everything in my saucepan, add a little water, cover, and bring to a boil. While that is happening, we are going to work on our crabs. And if you are going to use this type of crabs, it is very important, very necessary that you give this a nice clean. My grandmother, who is an Adan, I'm a mix of Adan and Krobo, and by the Adan grandmother, whenever she buy crabs, she keeps them in this clay pot, and then she feeds them herself. So anytime we are coming to prepare the crabs, you don't need to take away this top, okay? But if you buy from outside, it is very important that you get rid of this, because you are not sure. Sometimes they can be very bitter. So if you are using this type of crab, you just want to make sure that you are taking this cover, away, cleaning it up, okay, before using it. My grandmother, when she keeps them in the pot, she usually puts kinky, the cover from kinky. Yeah, she'll put them inside and we'll be feeding on it and all. But for presentation sake, I'll just be keeping the top. Okay, usually we don't even, after you take the top out, you don't need it, but I just need it to make my dish look nice. Okay. So I also, be taking away all these parts, just as I am doing. Kindly please observe, and then clean your crabs nicely. See, the one that my grandma makes, if you use it for palm nut soup and you open the top, it's so nice. Yeah. So after I've given this a very nice wash and cleaned everything up, I'll just wash it again for the second time, and then we are good to go. At this point, I'll be checking on my kontomire, and I will just flip it over so that the other side can also cook well. I mean, we are going to boil this anyway, so you don't have to overcook this. It should be noted that the grilling of my turkey and this fish, as you saw from the beginning, I added fish to it. I also just washed it with salt water and then I just grilled it. Yeah, so I'll not be using everything. Okay, so I divided it into two. I'm keeping the part in the freezer for another day. Yes, but for today I just give this a wash. Now this is super cool. Shout outs to AC of at winging it with AC. She's been using this a lot. The first time I saw it was on Mark Brown's kitchen, but when I saw it in AC's video, I'm like, you know what, let me give this a try. So I'm going to watch this, use half of this, for this soup, and I am going to blend some onion, some garlic and ginger with just a little water, and then I'll pour it over this meat. I'll be adding some salt, just enough salt to keep this, to get this going. Okay, usually when we use fresh meat, we say that this should be the saltiest part of the soup, but at this part you don't need a lot of salt, if you are going to go through the same stage. Now I've blended this local spices. I'll leave the link in my description box. It's very strong and I don't want it to overwhelm the soup, so I use just a little. I also went in some onions, some tomatoes and some pepper, and then covered this up, for it to steam a bit. And later on I'm just coming in to add in my crabs, the crabs that I have cleaned and washed nicely. I am just going to add this, to our soup. And as I said, this top part is supposed to be for presentation, just to make our soup look nice for presentation purposes. So I've also thrown in some mushroom, and at this point I've blended my kontomire, and then I'll rinse my bowl with some water and pour it over this mixture, and then we will let it boil. So after some time, I'll be checking on our soup, our tomatoes, and the pepper that I added to it were doing good, but the onions needed to cook a bit longer. So while I take that out to blend, I'll be adding the rest of my protein. I have this smoked tilapia, is a dried one that I'm adding to the soup, and then there's this fish that, if you saw from the beginning when I was grilling my what do you call it, my turkey, I grilled it alongside with it. I added that to it, and then I'm also adding some okro so that it can cook along with this. So by the time the soup is ready, that will also be cooked. At this point my onions were just okay, so I blended everything together with my tomatoes and my pepper, and then I'm going to give this a nice strain. At this point, I mean, our soup is almost done, so I'll be throwing in some scotch bonnet pepper just for some extra heat, and I'll just let this simmer under low heat. And as simple as that, our Ebunuebunu is done. Guys, you can have this with fufu, you can have this with what? Just comment in the section, what do you have this with? Ha ha ha. Hope you enjoyed today's video. Kindly let me know what you think in the comment section. Kindly like this video, subscribe to my channel, and I'll see you again in another video.